On my phone just to double check. We are true professionals at all times here.
Well, you still got to do your countdown thingy. Even if we're live, you still got to do it. It's tradition. And
It's
do our
true.
traditions
It's
not
true.
mean anything to you?
Well, you know what? So I'll do it. Five, four, three, and we're live.
And we're back. I guess.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm West. This guy's David, and between the two of us, one of us might be in the right time zone. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm in the right time zone. So I spent a few weeks out in Central Time there. I was in Texas a few times back to back last year, and
Yeah.
God, I hate that. Like I want to get back to real people time as fast as possible. I
Right. The
can't
rest.
take it. The rest of the world's in the wrong time zone. Eastern time is the only time.
The entire world needs to go by
Eastern
Eastern
Daylight
U.S.
Time. That's
Exactly.
right.
The rest of
That's
the
how
world
it should
is
be.
off.
So you're in Texas, right?
I'm in Texas. I am in Santa Fe, Texas right now, visiting family. So my parents aren't big drinkers. They drink, but they're not big drinkers. So naturally, they don't have a ton of booze around like other people that we may know. So I'm drinking Diet Coke today. What are you drinking? What do you got?
Well, in honor of you not having the hooch handy, I went with this is blackened. This is in my personal decanter. So that's the blackened.
Yeah.
This is the batch 122. So it's pretty good. I know a couple people have had them, and I've only had of all the people I know that's into the bourbons, only one person has done the blackened and said, it's not really for me. But I've got a batch of I got a batch 120 bottles sitting over there as well, ready to go. Once I cash that in, which will probably be tonight, just based upon volume and the
Yeah,
number of
definitely
ice.
good stuff.
Yeah, and the number of ice cubes I brought out just for the show. But then as a backup, I think I don't I honestly I hope I don't end up cashing this one out. But I got the Redemption I say wheated, Cool Whip, Redemption bourbon as well. And yes, I was just in Rhode Island a few
Yeah.
weeks ago in Pawtucket, and
Okay.
the number of Family Guy references and jokes I made while there was wildly inappropriate.
Of course, of course, and I'm sure they love it there.
Uh,
I'm sure they love those
they
comments.
honestly don't care. It's like making fun of Irish people. They don't care. Are you going to drink? All right, let's do it.
Well, any excuse to drink. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Irish, so I can say it. It's true.
Yes. So
Well, I was going to tell you. Speaking of, I was going to tell you to go ahead and make it. Since you have the multiple bourbons there, go ahead and make what we call a dirty Irishman. That's where you just pour them all into the same big glass and just get it over with in the first place.
yeah, that sounds terrible.
So if
Yeah,
you take lots of single barrel malts and you pour them all into one glass, it's
it's
going to
like a
make it.
blend.
It's like a really good blend.
It's
So
a
look, it's
really
worth a
well.
try.
I've got a what bottle is that over there? It's Old Forester. That's 115 proof over there. That
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Well, I've got that one. I got my Bookers over there. Those are a couple of the bottles. I got a few of them over there that have never been opened. Those two mainly because I'm not drinking those by myself. Those are some potent drinks, and if I'm gonna drink something like that, I'm gonna get drunk with somebody else.
Well, bring them to Columbus. We can make this happen.
I'll be in Columbus. I'll be in Columbus tomorrow afternoon.
You'll be in Columbus while I'm
Unfortunately,
not
you're in Texas,
there. Exactly.
so I'm not coming to
Exactly.
Texas.
No,
So actually,
no.
I almost had a shot to get into Columbus today, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. And I'm literally upstairs. I got my little overnight travel bag because I do travel a lot, and I'm just throwing stuff in it. On and going. I'm like, wait a minute. We've got podcasts tonight, and I've got to worry about bandwidth issues and things like that. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's keep the appointment for Friday at 3:45 in the afternoon. Who the hell sets an appointment for 3:45 on an afternoon? This guy, because he waited to the last minute to book said appointment.
Yeah.
So
No.
I got to go all the way to Columbus, get this appointment done at 3:45 on Friday. So I'm going in tomorrow. That way I've got some time to meet with an old customer out there and mix a little bit of business in with the trip. So it'll be fun. So if you guys are local, I'm going to be at my local Hofbrau House in Columbus, Ohio,
Yeah,
at hofbrauhaus.com or whatever it is that their .com is. And
something like that.
I've already got a table booked for 6 p.m. Come on in, say hi. You don't need a reservation. Come in, sit down at my table, drink a beer, have some nachos, and if you're
Yeah,
done, you're done.
if you're local to Central Ohio, you have to go to Hopper House Columbus. It is
Oh yeah,
actually ridiculously good.
it's
So,
it's it's ridiculously good and ridiculously fun.
and plus, Dave will buy you a drink. So,
Good. There is a
somehow
good
he ends up buying
possibility.
everybody a drink.
Yeah, there's a good possibility that I'll buy you a drink. So, hey, there's a button here that says DJ air horn. I'm gonna push it. Can I push that button?
See what happens?
Oh dear God! Don't let me push that button again.
I didn't hear anything. Did you hear it?
Oh, I heard it coming on my side. I don't know if it came. Oh, the sound effects. I don't know if it came through over here or not. So one of you people in the comments, let us know if that came through. I don't know. We've never clicked these buttons before. So we actually have a topic tonight.
So we do have a topic tonight, and I guess we should probably get to it, considering we're on a bit of a time crunch. Because
Yeah, you have a
I'm
hard
on.
stop.
So, as the topic says, you need if you want to triple your engagement rates. I have 3 letters for you. CTA. Cheesy. It sounds cheesy, sounds simple, but it's true. Triple your engagement rates. According to most research firms, adding a simple CTA to your messaging can increase your engagement rates by up to 371%. So that's more than triple. That's insane. Like, that's huge. And on top, not just engagement rates, adding the right CTA can increase your conversion rates, your sales, of up to 83% higher than normal. Like, that's ridiculous. So I see we're getting some comments there coming through. Can't see what they are. See, David's controlling right now.
Shannon Black from Real Life Outdoors, who's watching, he let us know that the air horn did come through and it was very loud.
Oh, we heard the air horn. I hear the air horn. Okay, I don't have that audio coming through.
Yeah,
Good
so
to know.
it'll be really good because we're talking about call to action tonight, which is the CTA. So we're talking about call to action, and there's a lot of things that we can use with that for our event coming up with
That's right.
the Real Life Outdoors with Shannon Black and the plethora of fishermen that this business podcast, drinking podcast. I'm not even sure how you would classify us. This random podcast is challenging against these fishermen in a fishing tournament. I'm telling you, last year we said we were going to have an Excel competition against them just to even out the odds, but we never pulled that off.
That's true. So we need to do that. So Microsoft Excel versus catfishing in a pay lake.
That's right.
I would like to see that competition.
Nobody else does. Nobody else does.
Literally nobody else does ever. Okay.
The question that nobody's asking, we have answers.
But a CTA. So, big companies spend really big money and lots of time researching this stuff. You work for a Fortune 50 company. I've done work with, Fortune 500, Fortune 300 companies. And, they spend millions upon millions of dollars working with agencies to help them discover the right calls to action, the right messaging, the right campaigns these things go with. And it really pays to have the right CTA in place. So we're going to go over, I have in my notes here 4, but I actually have 5 because I didn't write down my notes correctly. I have 5 things that you need to know to create the right CTA.
I would like to point out that this is the second time that Wes has said there's 4 tactics to XYZ, and he has come up with 5. This is the second time he's done that. So
look, had I said 5, I would have come up with a 6th one. So yes. Come on, man.
Yes, that's how it works. So it's like, oh yeah, there's one more thing. Because as your brain starts rolling into this stuff, it just starts cracking loose. You start pulling these ideas. You start thinking outside the box. You know me and that phrase.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to come back to that later.
I know. I read your notes.
I know you hate that phrase. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what exactly is a CTA? So not everybody, I mean, people who aren't in our world, they don't know, but everybody kind of understands it if you put it in this way. It's basically a call to action. It's a button or a phrase or something along those lines that says, "Hey, follow us, save this thing, click here, do that." So while we're talking about it, everybody watching and listening, please follow this channel. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment because it helps the algorithm and it helps us. We help you, and we love you forever. So that is a CTA. Okay, show's over. So let's get to the main. Let's get to the
On tonight's Bourbon Channel, we talk about business a little bit.
That would actually be a good way to start a show. So,
I think we've done that show.
I think we do that show almost every.
A couple of times. So, all right. I was over here because me running it, I wasn't able to do what I normally do in getting the program up and running. So we've already told everybody to like, follow, subscribe, join, watch. And I'm going to tell you one more thing too. Share this out. Just click the button, share it out. So one of the things that, like, we have this event coming up, and one of the things that we want to do is your next bullet point here, which is what I think is a great segue into it, is creating enthusiasm.
Well, so that was action number 2. Number 1 was start with desired action.
That's what I thought you just covered that.
Not really.
All right.
Okay, we're close.
We're going to hold on my comment. We're going to wait for you to finish your comment. Then we'll go back to my comment and play it like we've never said it before.
That's fine. It's fine. We're all good here. We're all good.
Sorry, so dress rehearsal was a little iffy today.
Well, no, I was just explaining what a CTA is. But
okay, yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Action.
I'm with you.
So start desired action, and starting with a strong action verb, right? And it sounds simple, it sounds silly, but these are things that you actually really need to think about. So you actually need to specifically say download or save or subscribe or click or buy now. And a lot of times what people are waiting for is that mental click, that thing to say, oh, okay, I'm going to do it. Believe it or not, look, people are smart, people are sharp, but believe it or not, a lot of people are very, very heavily influenced by that type of language. Don't be shy about telling people what you want them to do. That being said, save your comments until I'm done here. Don't tell me to F off just yet. That's not quite the CTA I'm looking for. So.
Hey, he thought of that joke on the fly. It's not in his notes, just so everybody knows.
It's not.
It was not in his notes.
Again, if you don't like my humor on the fly, you might be watching the wrong show. So
yeah, I agree. That's from the marketing advertising side of it. From the sales side of it, one of the things you have to look at is closing. You need to ask for the close. You need to move forward. You need to call that action of how it's going to move your process forward. And we got in my world of my professional life, we got a thing today that says we're changing from this sales method to that sales method. And I looked at it, I was like, well, I don't know what this new sales method is, but I'm really glad because the old one was terrible. I didn't do it, but I didn't do it because I thought it was terrible. It was a terrible way to do business. I guarantee you, and I'm not going to go into it of what program and what software, what setup that they had, but it was if somebody came into my office and was trying to sell me based upon these tactics, I would have thrown them out. Just flat out, would have thrown them out. It was too. It basically relied on me to answer all the questions that I would have been paying them to answer. At which point, why not just do it myself? Like, I don't have time for you. If I've got to answer all your questions, I want you to handle it. Yes, I know there's a million things. Go do that. You go do you, boo-boo. And then when you have a package together, you bring it back to me and I'll review it. If I got to tweak it, I don't mind that. But I don't want to sit here and create the whole thing with you because that's just me doing the work, which is what I don't have time for, which is why I'm paying you to do it. So, but on the other side of that, on the sales aspect of it, if you're knocking on doors, you're trying to sell your vacuum cleaners, you have to eventually ask for the money. you eventually have to ask
Right.
for that close. And you have to know how to get there. And there's some relationship, there's a lot of relationship-based stuff that you can do on that. So this specifically, the desired action part of it, and the call to action works on both sides in a different manner, but it works on both sides of the sales and the
It's
marketing and
the same
advertising.
psychology, but it's using the same
Yes,
psychology. You know, a lot
exactly.
of people, they're almost waiting for permission
Yep.
to give you their money. And it's
Yeah.
weird to think of it that way, but it's totally true.
Yes. Take my
So,
money.
take my money, please. I love that. I love that
That little meme. Yeah, I
Futurama.
love it.
But honestly, you need to start with that desired action and start with a strong action verb that gets people in that mode to be able to convert for you. Second thing is create enthusiasm. David was so enthusiastic for this number 2, he jumped ahead.
I made it number 1. Number 2 is
Exactly.
number 1. Wait a
He
minute.
was
Where
so
might be going?
enthusiastic about enthusiasm, he made it number 1.
Yes, I
So
was very
you
enthusiastic. So I created enthusiasm for this topic. That's what I did. It was all a master plan. No, it was not. It was a complete mistake because I was reading a different section where he was at. Again, like I said, the dress rehearsal did not go like it normally does because I'm hosting the podcast today and not you.
well,
So
we're both on the run. I get it.
yeah. So we're talking about the fishing tournament with the Underdog Journey, Shannon Black and the Real Life Outdoors,
Mhm.
and a gaggle of other fishermen.
A
And
gaggle. I like.
I don't know what you call a bunch of fishermen. Typically you call them drunkards, but well, I mean, I call myself that, so it's okay.
Sure.
So I don't know what verb or what descriptive word would you use for that adjective that we use? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're trying to create, and especially once you're coming back this week, and I'm out next week. I'll be doing this podcast from a warmer climate next week as well. But once we get back, our focus is going to shift over to the tournament, and we're going to start drilling and creating that enthusiasm for the event, because we're going to start tapping audiences, because we don't want to just have the video audience. While, I'm actually planning to try to make a trip down in that area and test out Signal to see if we are able to do some live stuff from there.
Cool.
So we would want to drill up some video, some remote enthusiasm for the event. And then also we want to drive a lot of local live enthusiasm for this event. We want community involvement in this event to show pride of that community in helping someone as noble as the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio, especially with the causes and how it's directly impacting the people in Lawrence County, the people of that area where we're hosting and holding this event. Or I should say Shannon's hosting and holding the event. We are just tag-alongs. We're riding his coattails. Because
Shannon's
I'll
really
tell
doing
you,
all the work
they are
this
crushing it. I'm sitting here watching them on a lot of stuff they're doing. Sadly, I haven't been able to get a lot involved, and it's going to be once I get back and some of my main travel up in New York City and over in Boston and Rhode Island and stuff where I usually make a lot of moves to is kind of slowed down a bit to where I can really we can really jump in and start helping out. But those guys, they're not letting a minute sleep. They're not letting any moss grow on it. They are rolling completely and nonstop. So good kudos to all of you guys. They are working on number 2 nonstop. They are working on number 2. Have a bran muffin and get over it already.
I was going to say they need more fiber in their diets.
More fiber in their diet. They'll get them that. Okay, but no, they're working on driving and creating enthusiasm for the event, and that's an honorable thing that they're doing down there for an honorable group, and I'm glad to be part of it. So hopefully you guys get excited and we drive enthusiasm for you guys too. If you're in the area in Southern Ohio, even if you're not in the area of Southern Ohio and you can make the trip, you should definitely do it because it's for a great cause, absolute great cause.
Yeah, totally.
And I'll drink to that.
Exactly. Here's to
be honest. To be honest, I seen the mailman go out here earlier, and I said I'll drink to that. And
it doesn't take a lot to elicit a toast at your house. I get it.
No. Like, oh, you close the door behind you. Prost.
Exactly.
So it was 17 degrees here yesterday.
Hmm.
17.
Wow.
This is baloney. I'm tired of it. Now, I
That
watched my daughter. I
17
watched my daughter
degrees.
come through
It,
off
it
the
was in the
bus.
80s. I'm at.
She ran through here, got in the door. Off comes a coat. Shoe went this way. Shoe went that way. She always wears shorts under her breeches because she
Yeah.
walks into the school. Off come the pants. She walks in the house. Off come the pants. And I just washed it right through here. And there's just a string of stuff. And then I just see her in here jumping jacks and doing whatever it is she does after school, watching My Little Pony or something on the Netflix or the Google TV or
Yeah.
whatever it is that she's in there doing. It's just 17 freaking
17
degrees.
degrees. No. No, thank you.
12
No.
with 12 with wind chill. 12.
We were at the beach today.
I'm sorry, Wes, we lost you.
You lost my feed there.
I lost your
I don't know
feed,
what happened.
West.
It's I'm
You
far
were at the
away.
beach.
Okay.
I'll drink to that.
So I'm enthusiastic for the beach. I'm also enthusiastic to create enthusiasm. So number two, to creating great CTA is create enthusiasm, and you do this by eliciting curiosity and giving the benefits of what you're offering. Right? You need to make it worth the person's while to follow through with that call to action. Right? So it sounds simple, but you need to give them something for the effort of clicking that button or hitting like. People aren't just going to follow your CTA just because you told them.
Yeah.
Unlike
So let's
what one says might happen, you actually need to give them the benefits of doing so.
let's run a bit of a flow chart here because you love
Okay.
Venn diagrams. I love flow
Love in
charts.
diagrams. Okay,
Yeah,
fair
you
enough.
you are flow chart. I'm sorry, you are Venn diagram king.
Yeah.
I love flow charts. Flow charts remind me of ladder logic in electrical diagrams, and I read those better than I read English. It's crazy. I mean, I can look at that and go, oh yeah, this makes sense. Oh, it's probably burnout right there. It's this line right here. Wherever that line is and that machine over there, that's probably what's broke. Or that thing right there. Something right there is broke. But anyway, let's go a flowchart. So let's say we're driving enthusiasms for, but let's look at number one. Let's look at number one. Number
Okay.
one was the desired action. My desired action in this case would be, go ahead. Are you telling me to hold on or number one?
No, I'm saying number one. Number one is
Oh, okay.
start with desired action.
I'm sorry. It looks like you were going, hold on, Dave.
Hold on, Dave. Number
Like,
one.
okay, so number one is what our desired action is. My desired
Yes.
action in this specific flow chart is I want donations for the Easter seals.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
so we know what we want. We want to drive donations, monetary donations for the Easter seals. So here we go. That's our circle at the bottom. That's our goal. That's where we want to get everybody. That's where we want everyone who's watched this podcast, everyone who's not watched this podcast, everybody who's running foreign embassies in third world countries. We want them to donate money to the Central and Southern Ohio Easter Seals. That's
Sure.
our goal.
Sure.
So we want to do number two is drive the enthusiasm for it. So we've got, and we're going to plug this flow chart's not just done right now. We're going number one, which is actually the end goal, which is the last thing we want. That's what we want out of it. Now we're going to up here. We're driving enthusiasm. Be part of something bigger than you. Donate to the Easter Seals today. Here's your chance to fill a need in your community.
Here's your
Donate
chance.
to the
That's
Easter
good. That's
Seals
good.
today. There
Yep.
are these buzzwords, the chance, the word chance, your chance, not just a chance, your chance to be part of something bigger than you.
You're reminding
Donate.
people who were looking forward to this in the
Yes.
first place before they even knew it.
Yeah, so we're going to continue on. I'm going to get my handy dandy notebook here for
Oh
those
boy,
of
he's
you.
going to draw one of his drunken.
No. I want to keep track of it so that as we build through the day, we have our flow chart going for our call to action.
You need a big whiteboard behind you. That's what you need.
Oh my God. Okay, you know my addiction to whiteboards. This is not.
I know.
The fact that that whole wall's not painted with a whiteboard paint is
It's shocking.
it. If that wall wasn't so damn far over there, it would be.
Right.
But that's a long way to get up and walk over there to write something down.
Yeah, you need a giant whiteboard. That's what needs to happen.
Yes. I love
Okay,
God, I love whiteboards. A lot of problems can be solved if this world just had more whiteboards.
I believe it.
Okay, so what's our call to action? Our call to action is our desired action. Number one
Fire
is
attack is
donations.
donate. Yep.
Donations, Easter seals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to keep track of this as we build this out, and we're going to put together a quick flow chart and a quick call to action that we're going to give you guys at the end of this. And hopefully Shannon's still watching, and he can send us over I think they've got a Venmo or what's the thing, a GoFundMe or something like that. They've
I
got
think they have
something set up to take donations, and we're going to see if
Yep.
we can get that on the screen. If not, we'll find a way to get it on here later. If not, we'll send it out in a post via the after show.
Yeah, I
So
think they have.
number
I think they have
one, so number one is actually the end of the loop. So we're going to put a big number one down here so I can keep track of it. And number two is we're creating enthusiasm, which
Okay.
we've already done. You guys are
We're
begging for a way. How do I do this? How do I donate to the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio? We're going to tell you. But wait, after these messages from our sponsors.
But wait,
Unfortunately,
there's
we
more.
don't have sponsors. So, Wes, continue on.
The third part to creating a great CTA is get creative. You need to be creative with your CTA. So, David, I know you hate this phrase. You hate this phrase, but you need to think outside the box.
No.
Yes.
No.
You need to think outside the box. You are the creator. You need to be creative. You need to do something that you haven't done before, that hasn't been done before, if possible.
That just means everybody. Okay, so if it works in your scenario and it actually promotes what you are doing,
Right.
it should have been in the box. You are not thinking outside of the box. Stop thinking outside the box. I want to sell. You know what? Here we go. Donations. Donate today for the Easter Seals. That's our goal for the day. We've created enthusiasm. Be part of something bigger than yourself and donate to the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio. And in order to drive interest, we are going to allow you to dig a ditch from the Ohio River to the Lake Erie. That's outside of the box, and it belongs outside of the box because it's a terrible idea.
Fair point. But David, you did exactly what I just said. You didn't just give the normal give to the Easter Seals, give them money, donate. No, you went and you came up with some great verbiage and that got people excited to donate. You were creative with the words you chose. You were thinking outside the box.
I'm an eloquent and loquacious son of a bitch. That's just all there is to it.
You're half right.
I'll take it. Well, there were three things there. So I was 25% or 33.3% right.
There you go. I
was 25% right and really bad at math.
It's an irrational number, and David is good at being irrational. So so that was number 3. Number 4 is use numbers. People love numbers. It's just the way our brains are wired to function. So it grabs people's attention. And this can be anything. It can be something in like a list. People love lists. You can say, oh, here are 5 secrets to triple engagement rates. Or you can say something like, use this one trick to triple your engagement rates.
Watching today, we'll throw in a 6th bonus tip to triple your engagement rates.
I don't have a 6th one just yet, but give me time. I probably will. So use numbers. People love numbers. It's just built into us to just be attracted to these things. So just like David's sitting there drawing a diagram right now, and I'm constantly thinking about Venn diagram.
A diagram. It's literally chicken scratch.
How we're wired to function. So use numbers whenever possible. And again, that can be in the form of lists. It can be in the form of discounts, prices, promotional numbers, things like that.
Here's a way to do it. Here we go. So here we go. Donations to the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio, specifically targeting Lawrence County here. So that's our number 1. Number 2, be part of something bigger than yourself. Join a real cause. So I've mixed number 2 into number 1 right here with creative words, creative impact on that to create that enthusiasm. Your donation, something as simple as $10 or $25, can go a long way to helping the people in your very own community in their needs with the Easter seals. So
I
now
like.
we've got numbers involved. Now we've got a definitive thing. What's $10? $10, no problem. $25, no problem. With a donation of $500 or more, you can be a key sponsor in XYZ. You can fish with the Underdog Journey team.
Well, so you see this all the time, and since we're on the subject of giving to a charitable organization, you see this with what is it with the one with the Sarah McLachlan and the sad dogs, you see things like for the cost of a cup of coffee per day, for the cost of your 1 cup of coffee per day, you can save 100 children in far rural whatever land, and it makes you feel good. It gives you enthusiasm to do what you're doing, and it puts numbers in your head because it automatically gets you thinking, how much do I spend on a cup of coffee? Oh, I spend $3 on a cup of coffee? Okay, that's not the end of the world if I gave $3 because I spend that frivolously every single day. If you use numbers, even if it's in a way that people don't naturally look at numbers, it just gets them thinking about it. That's actually a very creative way to do it.
Yes.
And it works. I mean, they're still running that after how many decades?
So I like what Wes is telling you here. Wes is telling you something. I came out with blunt force instrument and hit you with a hard number for a donation. It doesn't necessarily have to be that blunt and that black and white. It can be a number that's behind that. Now, just because I was curious about this, and Sarah McLachlan can shove it, $148.99, and this is pre-crazy inflation rates, is the most expensive coffee, single cup of coffee that you could order from Starbucks.
What kind of coffee is
$148.99. I knew it was something ridiculous. I'd read a whole story about it in the past and was like, you got to be kidding me. So when you brought that up, I'm like, ooh, I got to find that again. Yeah, it gets nuts.
If I go to Starbucks and I ask them for this $100 cup of coffee, what are they going to give me?
Well, I don't know what any of this stuff is because I don't drink coffee. So let's see here. Let's see. It is a super venti flat white something with a shot of Hyundai Tucson or something. 17 pumps of vanilla, mocha green tea, matcha powder. The drink if you order this drink, it contains 640. So no, I'm sorry. For the numbers got me on this one. 6,400 milligrams of caffeine.
That's enough to kill you.
That's a lot of caffeine. That's a
lethal dose of caffeine. Who's going to order this?
Well, let's see here. There's a list of people here. There's a list that tells you who's ordered these drinks. So yeah.
That's serious. You need a real caffeine fix to get this.
Oh no, it does have a thing. It says it should be noted that Starbucks management frowns upon this challenge.
Right, exactly. You will die if you drink this.
Yeah. And it's going to tie up one of their people or two of their people for 25 minutes making this thing because they're not fast as it is anyway. I remember coffee. When I went, I've never drank coffee, and I'm just not that guy. But you get the cup, you pour the coffee, and they hand it back to you. That's not it. And the people,
no.
I go and I order coffee for other people, and I have no idea. I click buttons, send it. I have no idea. I'll go get coffee. I'll be like, hey, Miss hashtag current wife, would you like a Starbucks? Oh, if you're already going to be out in the area, well, I'm sitting in the living room. I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, I can go get you Starbucks. And I'll go get it. And she tells me, I'm like, what did you want? You wanted some fructose milk chocolate oatmeal what?
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm
David,
not a coffee person.
To be fair, you're probably the person who goes into Starbucks and says, I'll have a large coffee, please. And they say, you mean a venti? And you say, no, I mean a large. And then you go through that whole thing. What do you want
venti? The venti is the only word on their menu that doesn't actually mean large, right? All the other ones are actual sizes in Italian, right. But venti is not. It's like 20? Wind or something.
It means 20. I'll have a 20, please.
I'll have a 20.
I'll have 20.
I'm down. I'm hip. I'm hip. Yeah, I don't know.
Go in and order a 20 and see what they say. I'll have a 20, please.
I'll have a 20, please.
Sorry,
is that what it means?
Spanish.
20? Okay.
I don't speak Spanish. I'll have a 20, please.
Oh, I don't think they get it around here.
They would-
There is a Starbucks in the Target, and there's a single Starbucks outside, and that's within like 5 miles all the way around. Actually, that might be 10 miles. It might be 10 miles. We have two.
but there you go.
Dunkin' Donuts all over the place up here. You can get Dunkin' coffee right down the street, and then right down the
Coffee's not.
street, and then right down the street. Well, the wife does, or the current wife does not like Dunkin' Donuts coffee. She doesn't like it.
Ah.
So
You know what? I don't mind coffee. I don't care for the donuts. It's in the name. I don't care for the donuts. I've had better.
I prefer Timbits. I don't need a lot of donuts anyway, but I prefer Timbits to the Munchkins, which is what they call the donut holes over there. But if you can get some Jolly Pirate donut holes from the Jolly Pirate Donuts now, that's the way to go.
Yes. And they're closing stores left and right. It's hard to find a Jolly.
It's so hard to find a Jolly Pirate donut. And they're some of the best freaking donuts you can get. It's crazy.
They are.
People
we're off.
Yeah, we are way off topic. And while we're off topic, I drive a lot, and I travel through a lot of towns that A, you guys will never have heard of, and B, I should never really have heard of. But on my way places, I'm like, hey, this artificial intelligence robot, depending on which phone or thing I'm operating at the time, find me a cafe or find me a diner on my route. And it comes back, I've located 5 coffee shops. I didn't say a damn thing about coffee. I said a diner. I want an egg. I want some scrambled eggs and some toast. I can't get that at a coffee shop. So get your act together, artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
they ain't taking over the world.
No. Look, eventually, the second that Siri learns how to cook an egg, maybe, let's all look forward to that day. So,
Apple, why aren't we working on this? Now, number 3. No, we've went to number 3. Are we in number 4 now?
Oh, we're past number 3. We're
number 5.
So number
4 was numbers.
Number 1 was start with desired action.
Yep.
Number 2 was create enthusiasm.
Yep. Number 2 is be creative. Yep.
Number 4 was use numbers. Number 5, the fifth and final one is
number 5.
Keep it brief, just like this agenda for today. Keep it brief. So, the way I like to think about it is, a lot of people don't realize this, even in the email world. An email subject line is essentially a CTA. It's a CTA that's asking somebody, please open this email, because it's my job, and I want you to open the email so I can keep my job. And what you need to do is you need to do all of these things. You need to have a desired action within that subject line. You need to create enthusiasm. You need to be creative. Preferably, you need to use numbers, and you need to keep it brief, because if the subject line is more than a certain number of characters long, nobody's going to read it. Nobody cares. Just like your CTA. If it's too long and too elaborate, nobody cares. They want short, sweet, to the point. Here's the point. Here's why you should care. Get it done. That's your CTA. Keep it brief. For 5. It works.
So, on this email front, now I have actually shown you some of the emails from a previous life of mine that people would send me. One guy specifically.
You're holding
as you can see, my face gets red, my blood pressure shoots up. Just thinking about this guy, man. He vexes me. He truly vexes me.
I see this.
So he will send an email that is 7, if I print it out, 7 pages long.
Who's reading this?
Full of trifle nonsense.
Right.
But somewhere buried in there is something that's rather important, catastrophic if missed. And it's buried amongst all of this absolute garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Davis, I'm talking about you. I'm a flat call him out. I'm flat calling him out.
And I know Mike Davis. I know what. Oh, Mike Davis, you're in trouble now.
Not the new Mike Davis. New Mike Davis is cool. So they actually, we'll another topic for another day.
Okay.
Yeah, I know multiple Mike Davises. So
good Mike Davis,
I'll leave it up to you to figure out which one it is. No, it's old Mike Davis. Anyway, so he would send me an email just mile long of just all this stuff, that how many trips he had to take to his truck. I don't care. Yeah. Well, I also had to get the 10 millimeter because I left the 10 millimeter in the truck, and I had the 11 with me, but the 11 just not quite right, so I had to go back to the 10 millimeter. Literally stuff like that in the email.
Who writes his emails, John?
And then it would come out, and he, in one part of it, in the middle of it somewhere amongst all this other prattle, he'd say, oh yeah, and by the way, the 181 control head failed and the system won't function unless we replace it. And it'd be, 3 words, 181 control head, or 181 failed, and then move on.
Why
The
didn't you tell me this
only
first?
thing in all of these 7 pages that matters at all. Now, this is not a real
Right, and
scenario.
it's
I'm
actually
making
very
these numbers
important.
up. That is the only thing in all of this prattle that actually was important. And
Right,
it was justifiable for 3 words. And I'm not using exact things here, but it's very similar scenarios.
right,
And oh my Lord, when I see it, he's like, well, I sent you an email. Dude,
right. I got to read your life
I,
story.
yes, I am a firm believer. I think I've actually said this on here before, that the ease of which we are able to communicate today has ruined communication.
Oh, it has. People don't know how to have conversations anymore.
No.
If you can't say it in 140 characters or less, nobody really cares.
Yeah. And I don't mind. I want to get into the meat and potatoes and have a great conversation with you. With you.
Right. Oh,
As
I'm
many
with you. Look,
phone calls, as many face-to-face meetings as we need to get through this whole interaction and build this relationship. When you send me an email, I want to know what you want, what you think I can do about it. That's it. I
right.
don't need anything else. I
You
want
don't need
this and that.
the trilogy.
Exactly. I don't need George Lucas's prequels, okay? Nobody needed them. We got them. That's 9 hours of our lives we can't get back now.
Oh man, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. I'll rant all day long about that.
I know. I'm always the one ranting. From time to time, it's a refreshing event when you get to do it.
It's rare. It's rare, but I rant sometimes. I do.
It's usually on
Uh,
the after show.
oh, the after shows are fun. We probably won't
So,
have one tonight, but
no, we can't have one tonight. I know you got family obligations, and there won't be one next week because I'll be sailing. So
nice.
I'll be on the boat. So I got
I'm jealous.
my thing is I've got dinner at 8 o'clock. So it'll be from 7 8. I'll be on the Royal Caribbean's private island until 6. I get to come in, shower. I might not even do that. Might just tussle my hair, put some sunglasses on, and act all cool. Grab my light ring and my iPad because that's what I'm doing it off of next week, and just sit back. And I'm going to have the fruitiest drink that I can find. And if they can serve it to me in a raw pump or not a pumpkin, who the freak drinks a drink out of
Coconut.
a pumpkin day? Coconut. That's the word I'm looking for.
If
Out of
if
a
you drink a drink out of a pumpkin, that might be pretty awesome. But coconut's a
hold
close
on,
second.
we got to go to Google. No, I got to pour this
Umbrella.
drink.
You need an umbrella in the
So
top too.
yes, I want the fruitiest cocktail drink that they can come up with
So
on
basically,
the
like
show.
Matt Harmon would order at Ruby Tuesdays.
Yes, I've got some pictures of that, by the way. I've got pictures. That was a even Christmas. That was a long time ago. So where is Matt Harmon? You're in
He's not in
Texas.
Texas.
He's probably
Yeah,
in your basement anyway.
he is. He's hanging out with my cat.
Yes.
He broke into my house. He's like, where is everybody? What's going on?
So yeah. The cat's like, as long as you feed me and let me rub your leg from time to time, it's cool. It's cool. What about Rio? What do you guys do with Rio?
So my in-laws are watching the dog right now, and
Okay.
I have a feeling she's going to be really happy when we get home. So that dog is just emotionally attached to my wife, my current
Oh
wife.
yeah. Yeah.
Just it's ridiculous. I've never seen a dog look more disappointed to see me
Oh,
ever.
I've seen it. I've seen it
I walk into a
firsthand.
room.
The dog just walks.
Look,
You can't. Maybe one of you all out there in TV land have a dog that's like this or an animal that's like this. But literally, West's dog walks into a room and she sees him, and her head just drops with disappointment.
exactly. And then
Ah,
turns
and then
around
she
and
just
walks.
slinks out. She's just this defeated. I can't.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if life's worth living. Kind of stroll out of the room
Yeah.
is how Rio acts when she walks into a room and sees Wes. It's tear jerking and hilarious at the same
Way to make
time.
me feel loved. And she does this. So everybody watching and listening, literally. So I'll come home and I'll walk in the house and the dog's super excited. You hear her running down the hallway, comes around the corner, she sees it's me, and she stops. She kind of looks embarrassed, doesn't know what to do. She'll drop her head down, and she'll slowly turn around and walk back out of the room. It's like,
Yeah.
thanks, I'm happy to see you too. Man's best friend, right?
Yeah. My dog gets the wiggle butts all the way through, man. Just going side to side, going nuts, jumping up on me like, hey, you're back. Like, I literally just walked to the mailbox. That's it.
Yep. Someday, that's my goal, is to have just a dog. Literally, not even a dog.
A
Literally
dog or a wife to wiggle their butt when you walk in.
literally any living creature, whether it's human or not, just somebody be happy to see me for once.
You know
That's
what?
my goal,
I bet
eventually.
Matt Harmon would wiggle his butt when you walked in a room.
I'll bet he would, and I never ever even want to think about Matt Harmon wiggling his butt for any reason.
But that image will be in your head forever, and along with you out there in TV land. This is what happens when we actually get done with an agenda, like way ahead of schedule.
Well, so I wrote it really brief today because, plan, and I know how we go on. So, Dave, remind everybody when this fishing competition is.
That's a great thing. Shannon, if you're still watching, can you throw it up there on the comments? He actually did come up while we were sitting here chit-chatting and going over stuff. Here goes. He talks about, he made a call of action to the Pele community, remarked on the great things that I've seen that community accomplish, and appealed to them the voice to be the voice for those without a voice. Enclosed them. Let's show them that we care and that they're not alone. So that's a good thing. So, and then he had another thing here going, your donation goes a long way in acquiring things they need to help each individual that they serve. Each disability is different as the individual with it. So, there's a little bit of wordsmithing in there, and we've got some flyers right there. That's the type of, and that's the level of work and dedication that Shannon and his teams down there have put into this. And, bravo to them, because they're really doing it. So it's May 15th.
Great.
I'm clicking the wrong button. It's this one over here. There we go. There it is. May 15th from 11 to 3 p.m. at Bailey's Pay Lake in. Now, is this in Chesapeake, Ohio, or is this in South Point or Burlington or what city? Because there's a few of them in that general area there in Lawrence County that I know there's pay lakes all through that area.
Yep, and Shannon, while you're at it, drop the link for the GoFundMe in the comments too, and we'll make sure to get that out to everybody.
Yeah, we'll start pushing that, and one of the things we'll do that we're going to do when we get back is actually start some promoted campaigns for this event. So we're actually going to put a little bit of money behind it to start pushing this stuff out. The Pay Lake is actually in Ironton, Ohio. Let's see here. I'll click this button here. So Arnton. I'm sorry, if you're in Arnton.
It's not Ironton. What's wrong with you, Ironton? You big New York City guy?
Oh my Lord. So my accent now, I visit a lot of places. My accent now is just so screwed up.
It's in Irontown.
It's in Irontown.
It's Irontown, Ohio.
So funny story on Ironton and Arnton and Irontown. Now this is actually going to go to Charleston and Charlestown. So I'm taking a trip out to Charlestown, which I thought the guy had made a typo, said Charleston. I'm like, oh, it's a 3-hour drive, nothing at all. No, the guy, I call him on the phone, he goes, no, Charlestown. I'm like, are you sure? He goes, yeah, punch it in your map. And I'm like, dude, that's like a 7-hour drive. What the frick? So luckily I'd started early. So I'm going down 33 and I just go up now. Charleston's in central West Virginia there. Charlestown, West Virginia is basically the outskirts of like Washington, D.C., Maryland. It's on the border with Maryland. It's literally just a stone's throw. So, and it is, the phrase "you can't get there from here" was from people trying to get to freaking Charlestown, West Virginia. You cannot get there from here.
So there's a reason why nobody's heard of Charlestown, West Virginia, because
everybody thinks that you made a typo and it's Charleston, West Virginia. This idiot right here.
Right.
So yeah.
That's
so
funny.
No. So I'm traveling, and I don't remember where I was. I think I was making jokes. I was making Family Guy jokes in Pawtucket, and I'm there, and they're going, dude, where are you from? Like I live in Syracuse, New York, and they're like, that's not all the story, bro. I'm like, well, I'm from Columbus, Ohio, as well. They're like, I was born in Huntington, West Virginia. He goes, we're getting close. I said, well, I spent a lot of time in Boston. He goes, oh, there it is.
Yep.
He's like, you just have this amalgamation and it's as weird as can be, depending on what word. So if I spend a lot of time in Boston, I mean, it wears on you. You get to hearing that, and you don't hear the accent anymore. And when you can't hear the accent anymore, that's because you got it.
Right. You're like the blue collar version of Kelsey Grammer with the mishmash of accents.
Yes, I love Kelsey Grammer, by the way. Just
There you go. I'll give that to you then.
I'm gonna rewatch Frasier now. Actually, I'm gonna start with Cheers and then rewatch Frasier.
Well, we need to rewatch Cheers and then do our show from Cheers in Boston.
Oh,
we need to
and do it from the actual studio bar upstairs.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Let's work that out.
I'll make some inquiries. I haven't even thought of that. We have invitations right now. We have invitations to White Ash. We have invitations to
Club.
The Boston Cigar, the Cigar Club of Boston, or Boston Cigar Club, and we have another invitation out right now as well that want us to come in, not just allow us, want us to come in and do these shows. So I'm going to pin that comment right there. It is. There's the GoFundMe. It's in our comments. Go for it.
So
Did you make it really
we do actually have the.
There we are. You know, just so you guys know, I actually asked West about if we were going to have the kids on the night to say goodnight before they have to go off to bed, because they're an hour behind us out in Texas. So Locke, are you having fun out there?
The audio. 1 second.
Yeah,
Can you hear
I
me?
don't know what just happened, but it sounded like he growled at us.
There we go. Got us?
And we're back.
Okay. Here we go. We got the kids. This is Lachlan for everybody watching in TV land. This is what do you got there, Lachlan?
I got a slug.
He got a slug from the beach.
No, they were fresh out of Emily Pigeons.
No.
Didn't have Emily pigeons at the beach?
No.
No Emily pigeons this time.
We're good.
Catherine, come
But
say hi to David.
the waves were super big.
So, you had big waves? Oh, wow.
Yeah, the waves were super big.
We couldn't go in the water, so yesterday was super rainy, so that's what created the big tide. But
Yeah.
died.
Hi there.
Hi.
Did you have fun at the beach today?
Yeah, I got new things, but let's go inside.
and that is what it's like to have a conversation with a 6 and a 4-year-old.
Well, and most of us know what that feels like. Most of us very much so knows what that feels like. So, and most of us are very happy when we can when we have those conversations.
Exactly.
There are a lot better conversations than, per my last email, if you do this, we won't have this problem again.
Yeah.
Per our previous conversations.
Per the previous conversation.
Yes, per the previous conversations.
So,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so I see you left the comment from Shannon Black on the screen there. GoFundMe.
Yep.
So everybody watching, go to the comments and click that link. This is your CTA for the day. Click that link because now is finally your chance to give back to the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio for just the price of a cup of coffee per day, especially if that cup of coffee happens to be the $300 cup from
$148.
$148.
$148 cup of coffee.
Change.
It's just a couple cups of coffee you're taking care of. Just throw it in there.
Yeah.
And if you donate, I will flat tell you, if you donate $500, the first two people, you know what? I'm not going to sell West's position in the fishing tournament. But if somebody donates $500, the first person to donate $500 right there, you'll have my spot in the tournament, and I'll just be walking around. I'll be walking around sabotaging. Helping other teams.
Right. Well, look, the first person to donate $500, I'll say you can have my spot in the fishing competition, and you might actually have a chance of winning.
Shannon's going to donate and have 2 shots at the title.
Look, I think Shannon's just afraid that we're going to make him look foolish again. And by
I
making him look foolish, I mean we're going to embarrass him in front of his friends.
last year our smack talk was great.
We did.
After our absolute dismal showing last year,
It's true.
it
It's
doesn't
true.
it doesn't carry quite as much weight this year as it did last year. But that's not going to stop us. So when I come back from vacation, which is after next week,
Yeah.
we're going full tilt into this, much like we did last year. We're going full tilt into this. Online with you guys, offline, a lot of stuff we're going to be doing. It's going to tie up a good bit of our time, a bit of our available time to get out there and do that and push and promote this event. We want you guys to go with us. If you're in the area, definitely get there. If you're out of the area, freaking travel. You want to come see the world? It's beautiful downtown Ironton, Ohio. Why would you go elsewhere?
Exactly. There's no place else to go in Ironton anyway. Might as well come see us.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm sure Ironton's a great town. I have no idea, and I don't know, but it will be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it will be an absolute blast. We're all gonna have a good time. Hopefully, we can get some people like we did last year from the Easter Seals to be with us there.
I think my family's going to be there. I'm trying to talk them into it. So hopefully we get some kids and some current wives and everybody watching and listening. Come on out and support us. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Current wives, future wives, whatever, they're all welcome. I don't think they're here, so I don't have to worry about getting hit right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mine doesn't watch this show either, so it's okay.
I think mine quit watching months ago. She's like, Dave, I have a hard enough time following you on a daily basis. I don't want to watch you on internet doing it too. So, guys, exactly. I think we've about wrapped it up. We went through our flow chart here, and number one is actually the end unit, the end goal, right? That's what we want. That's our call to action. That's what our goal is from our call to action. The desired response out of our call to action is, in this case, what we did, we're donating to the Easter Seals. I'm actually going to use some of Shannon's words here. Let's see here. Because they're fine words, I want to use those. So we want to create that enthusiasm. You too could be part of something big. You too can help your own community, the Easter Seals of Central and Southern Ohio. And number two, we're going to get creative. We're going to use Shannon's here. Your donation goes a long way in acquiring the things that they need to help each individual, because each individual is unique as the person is themselves. So there we go. We're going to use the number. Your donation of a simple $25. A simple $25 donation goes a long, long way to helping these fine, great people. Keep it brief. Click the button, donate to Nate. We'll see you next time.
There you go. That's good. All right.
There you go. Put that down, write it. I want a nickel every time I say you said it.
Thanks, J. Jonah.
You got it.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, there's no countdown timer out. There's nothing at all. So when we click the button, it's just we're going to disappear. You guys are going to be left with this hole in your life, this hole in your hearts. And I know when I disappear out of people's lives, it creates this vacuum, and it crushes them. So actually, none of that stuff happens at all. So
I'll David.
Got a little weird. Must say, oh wait, there's one more event. There's one more event that I want to talk about.
One more event?
And we've got 2 minutes here.
What are we doing?
It's on Facebook. No. The people who supply us with our song, our music normally.
The MFB.
The MFB.
MFB. They sing the "Funkin' Up the Neighborhood" that we usually play,
which is our theme song coming in and usually out of the show. And let's see here. So they have an event as well called Funkdafest, which I gotta tell you, I'm already on board with.
I like the name.
So it's Funkdafest 6. It's been announced. Mark your calendars. It's September 17th, 2022. It'll be at the Ritter Park Amphitheater in Huntington, West Virginia. So nice. You can get your tickets now by typing in www.Funkdafest. That's FUNKTAFEST.com. That's funkdafest.com. www is search it on the webs. Go crazy. Tell them Dave sent you, and get out there and support somebody who is supporting us. These are people who have asked for absolutely nothing for the use of their song, and I can't thank them enough for it. We want to
Yeah.
make sure everybody
They're-
knows that.
Yeah, they're
And it's
really
fun.
good too.
And it's fun. The music's fun. The environment's fun. I've actually went online and watched videos of them off and people watching them on stage and whatnot. And it's a blast. And I can't wait. If I can make it in September, to this, I'm going. It's a mark. I've got Metallica. I'm gonna go see Metallica. I've already seen them once this year. I might see them 2 more times. And I've got the MFB on my list of people I want to go see this year. So get out there and do it. You can go online at funktofest.com, get the tickets. Funktofest 6, Ritter Park Amphitheater, September 17th, 2022. It is now 8 o'clock. Our time is up. Say the words. I can't click the button until you say them.
I've been West. This guy's been David. And between the two of us, we'll see you next week.
All right.
All I got.
I'll be on a boat. C'est la vie.
Route. See ya.
Oh, you got to click the button twice. Okay.
Oh, you
I
have
thought
to
it was
click
going to be, I was like, oh, here we go. And then it's like, it says end broadcast. So I click the button that says end broadcast. And then it's like, end broadcast? Well, yeah, that's why I clicked the freaking button. See ya.